My friends, my friends, my friends. Hello. I have missed you so much. And guess what? I just finally finished recording the last video of the Mother Wound Workshop. It has been weeks. And I haven't put out any YouTube videos because I think I mentioned to you I was on this podcast. I was frantically preparing for it. And then I did the podcast, and then 35 people already have reached out to me. So the podcast was about this thing called polyvagal theory and this listening therapy that I'm trained in as a provider of this listening therapy. And 35 people have already reached out to me to do this listening therapy with me. And basically you like listen to this music and it's filtered, and it actually exercises your nervous system in such a way that helps you to have more flexibility and the ability to come back to a place of calm from the fight or flight, which most of us, because of like chronic trauma, just the world we live in, um, get really stuck in a chronic defensive state. And that stress is, 95% of all illnesses and death and whatever is from this chronic stress. And so this listening therapy helps sort of retrain the nervous system to have more flexibility so that you can have more calm and connection and spend less time stuck in these defensive states. So, anyways, I was thinking I was going to take the summer off because I work in schools. And so I was going to have the summer off. And usually I have gotten a summer job. But this summer I was like, I'm going to save up. I'm going to take the summer off. I really need the break. But here, lo and behold, these 35 people want to work with me. So, of course, I want to do it, and I'm delighted. But it has been so busy. I've been trying to put together all of the pieces to work with them and schedule them and figure out how to accept payments and have forms for people to fill out, and how to have a private business, basically. So I have been fairly busy with that. And then someone ordered 2 curtains off of my Etsy shop. Now, I had put these curtains up, and I don't know what I was thinking. One of them was done, and I thought, oh, I'll make a second one, and I'll put them both up, and no one is going to order it, so I have time to make the second one. And then I totally forgot about it and did not make the second one, and then somebody ordered both. And so I am not kidding, it has to, with Etsy stuff, you got to send it out in 1 to 2 days. So they ordered it on a Sunday afternoon on the 18th. And I sewed straight. I went home, it was like 3 in the afternoon. Went home, started sewing. Sewing until about midnight. Got up at 4 the next morning. Sewing. Then I had all my regular work stuff, so did my regular work. And then started sewing again when I was done in the afternoon until midnight again. Got up again the next day at I think 5 and sewing. Finished it by noon. So it was about 30 hours of sewing, which I'm here to tell you was not worth how much the person paid for the curtain. But that's okay. And I tell you, for like, that was what's today? Today's, I think, the 23rd. So that was the 21st. So yeah, I didn't sew at all for 2 days because it was so exhausting and so discouraging because it just took so many hours. And I was like, I never want to sew again. But I'm delighted that right now I really did want to sew again. I just finished a bunch of work stuff today that was actually, more talking to more people who are wanting to sign up for this listening therapy, and feeling really like such lovely humans and such beautiful conversations, and I'm really excited about doing it. And I'm not going to sell any more curtains. I will tell you that much. I don't want to sew any lace for a year. And yeah, I'm just thrilled about meeting these super cool people. And I think I'm going to like working with them, doing the listening therapy a lot more than working in the schools. Even though I love the children, there's just so much weirdness in schools about, yeah, it's just, they're really pretty difficult places to be in. I'm sure some of you understand. So let's see what happens. This summer I'll just work and see what happens. Oh, and then the other thing that happened in the past 24 hours was that I have been trying to qualify for a mortgage for about 5 years. And literally, I have had several bankers, like lenders, whatever, like literally laugh at me. I had one person laugh so openly, such a big laugh that I was like, "Excuse me?" And I was like, "I am not joking. Like, I'm sincerely trying to do this." And they were like, just basically mocking me because I don't have a lot of money. But I have finally, this year, I've been working so hard and paying off my credit card debt. I have no more credit card debt. I've worked so hard on saving up money. I saved up a little bit for a down payment. I have worked really hard on paying down my student loans, which I still have 35,000 worth of student loans, but it was 80,000. So I'm really proud of that. And I finally qualified. I got pre-approved for a mortgage. So I was hoping to get, we live in a 2-bedroom condo, and I was hoping to get another one in this, to be able to buy one in the same complex. So, because we love it. And I asked my landlord, she doesn't want to sell, so I've been keeping my eye open. One came up, but it was a 3-bedroom one, so it was significantly more money. So I went back to the lender, and I was a part of this program that was like for low income buyers, and I was getting a subsidy from the town and stuff. And she said, yeah, they will never qualify you for this program with a 3-bedroom because you don't technically need it because it's just my kid and I. And I was thinking we could rent out a room and it would help with the cost. And then maybe someday I could just have it as an office because right now I work out of my bedroom. So, so she said, yeah, that's not going to happen, but you can try to qualify for a regular conventional loan. And I was like, well, I would have thought I never would qualify for that. And she's like, well, let's just try it. So, oh my gosh, you guys. Sorry, my throat is so dry. I guess I've been talking all day. I qualified for the conventional loan. I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. So, it's like, if anyone knows, it's like really high interest rates right now, and it's just crazy, like, housing market or whatever. But I decided, let me just go ahead and see what happens. So I put an offer on the 3-bedroom. I was super nervous, but I felt so brave and proud of myself for just going for it and really taking this brave step and not waiting, for somebody else to come save me. Just another thing that I'm doing to show myself that I can do these things, and obviously the bank thinks I can. So all in all, it was 24 hours of back and forth calls with the bank, with the realtor, trying to make decisions, feeling nervous. Oh dear, this knotted up. Oh well, I think we're just gonna, what are we gonna do? Let's see if I can get it out. Looks pretty tight. Back and forth conversations. It has to be made by 2 o'clock tomorrow. Blah, 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 blah. And then last night, the realtor called. Someone else got it, and they paid. They had 2 all cash offers. So there was no way they were going to take mine with only 5% down or something. So there you go. Wah, wah. But I'm thrilled to have had the experience. And I was so nervous, and I did it anyways. And that felt really brave. What can we do now that we have this knot? really know. What would you do in this circumstance? Because if I cut it there, I guess I'll just have to cut it there and pull out a few stitches, and then that'll be fine. So I was so delighted that I gave myself that experience and that I got to see that I actually qualify for a conventional loan. So that's pretty cool. So the next time one comes up, I'll be ready and I'll be less scared. So that was fun. And then the same person that I was on the podcast for asked me if I would do another one this Sunday. So today is Friday. So here we go again. Let's see. We're going to do another whole podcast, and maybe we're going to get another slew of people who want to work with me. So I'm going to have a waiting list before I know it. Which the schedule thing, I don't know how to do schedules. Why do I feel so overwhelmed by schedules? I always have. I'm curious about that. But I will just figure it out, and if I will just try something, and if people say, I don't want to work with you because you're bad at schedules and you messed up the schedules, then I'll say, okay, that makes sense because I didn't feel very good at it. But what I'm thrilled about is that I'm back with you all, and I'm sewing, and I'm talking to you, and I'm done with my Little Motherwind workshop. And you know what my next workshop is? It's going to be a little less heavy. But I'm excited about it. I keep thinking about it. It is Sacred Symbols. Sewing Sacred Symbols. Because I don't know about you. I love... Let's see where I want this side to be. I just love all the different sacred symbols. I think they're so cool. Like, cross, Star of David. What's that one from Egypt called? I think it's called like the Ankh, maybe. Spirals. There's so many. And I thought I could make like a long strip, sort of like a, I think Lizzie has done this before. Other people have done it. They do like scrolls. So you like sew a long, thin strip and then you can kind of roll it up. And I thought that would be pretty, like down, you know how sometimes there's like a little piece of wall that has like just a thin piece of wall and you could put something like long vertical down it. I thought that could be really pretty, like symbols from all over the world that have been sacred in some way. So yeah, that is my next idea. And I have a little bit more stitching to do on this, and then I'll get started on that. I was thinking I might turn this into a pillow. But you know what always gets me about these slow stitching is I just love the back even more than I love the front a lot of the time. And so if I turn it into a pillow, then I won't be able to see all the funky stitches on the back, but I'll think about it. Come up with a plan. A pillow could be fun though, because then I could kind of cuddle with it, and it is the idea of my grandma and all the grandmas and mothers and that connection and how I can be that for myself. Oh, I just remembered I told my kid he had 15 minutes more before we had to be done with screen time, so I better go check on him. I don't even know how long it's been. But man, it just feels so great to be back with you all. I've missed you a lot, and I've missed this time, and I care about the other thing. I think it's going to be, help people, and I think I will enjoy it working with the SSP, which is what the listening program is, the Safe and Sound Protocol. I think I'm gonna enjoy it, and I, hope that I'll be a positive contribution to these people's lives. But this is really the fun thing for me right now. So I'm glad to have a little time to come back and say hi. And you know what's on my schedule for the weekend other than that next podcast? And I would share it with you guys, but it's confusing because this person, her podcast is on something called Patreon. So you can't share it. You can only see it if you pay to be a part of the Patreon. I'm going to ask her though. Is there a way I can share it with people? Because I'd love to share it because I'm proud of it. It's so cool. Anyway, so the only thing on my calendar for this weekend is that. And that's on Sunday. And I literally wrote on the rest of, on the 2 days on my little calendar, I just put relax. It feels so good. I've got a book I'm reading about a heist on the Titanic that I'm probably going to finish this weekend. I might take my kid to the movies tomorrow. There's this cartoon called Elemental, maybe. Looks pretty cute. We might go swimming. Just relax. What are you all up to? Anything fun for the summer? I love it when you say hi in the comments. Alright. I really want to keep hanging out, but I think I gotta go wrap things up for my kiddo. Oh, guess what? My cousin, his wife had baby twins just on the summer solstice. How sweet is that? I think one is 6 pounds and one is 4 pounds. And they have the cutest little names. What is it? It's like something. It's on the phone, so I can't look. Callum Wilder, and Bowen, something. Coolest names. They have another 4-year-old named Sloan, which I also think is a great name. And I just love this cousin. He's just the best. And I'm so happy because twins can be not as smooth, but the mom is doing great and the babies are just fine. And I'm so delighted. Speaking of, I gotta send my uncle congratulations. My dear aunt, the one who loved sewing and really inspired me to be creative. It's her. She passed away a few years ago. It's her son who had the new baby. So I'm just so happy. And he sent the most beautiful picture. He's a photographer, so no wonder the pictures are beautiful. Okay, I feel so much better now that we spent this time together. Thank you for being here and being in my life. I'm sending so much love, and hopefully I will see you soon. Okay, bye.